Ladies and gentlemen, former President Donald Trump is making a huge announcement. He stated that he's making the announcement tomorrow. He is stating that America needs a superhero. I will be making a major announcement tomorrow. Thank you. So, I don't know what the announcement is. I hope that he is announcing something to do. I mean, it's really interesting too because every detractor and person who has a derangement issue with Trump is publicizing this, which is really funny. These people make the most absurd leaps of logic. I'm looking. Thank God I'm not on Twitter, but I'm looking at Rob Reiner's account. Trump says he's going to make a major announcement tomorrow unless he admits to being responsible for leading. No, even the Twitter officials, Mr. Reiner, didn't even think so. They had to fabricate and make things up. That's what we found out in the Twitter files 1 through 5. Part 6 is either out already or about to be released today. So, I mean, they make these absurd leaps of logic. I'm just reading. I don't have a Twitter account. I haven't had a Twitter account since late 2018. And America does need a superhero. Superheroes. We need numerous superheroes. The X-Men, Avengers, Superman, Batman. What else? Give me some superheroes below that you think the United States needs. Captain America, well, that's the Avengers. But so you have a situation where right at this point, Trump has to start the train locomotive. He has to start moving politically. He must start moving politically. If he doesn't start moving and getting the ball rolling politically, there could be an issue. DeSantis was up by 23 points in one poll. And let me tell you, that's obviously not accurate. But DeSantis in a lot of polls will be up over Trump. If the primary were held today, Trump, I think, would barely defeat DeSantis. Now, you can look at what DeSantis is doing. He's definitely not. He's not just a Republican in name only, or that is not an accurate assessment. When people say, "Oh, he's just the same person. He went to the same schools." So what? Yeah, and so Trump went to, I love Trump, but he went to, the Clintons went to Trump's wedding. Yeah, and so Trump gave to Clinton's, I believe, the Senate campaign, but he gave to Democrats also. What does that mean? Oh, he went to the same school, so what? DeSantis is proving himself every day. Trump has already proven himself. I think Trump was the greatest president in my lifetime. For a number of reasons. We had record low poverty. Say it slowly. Morally superior, highly educated, liberal Democrat. Record low poverty. Record low poverty. Okay? So, we had record low poverty. He reversed U.S. foreign policy. Doha Agreement, which was called for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. Abraham Accords, first president to step foot in North Korea. Allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever. Signed an executive order combating anti-Semitism on college campuses. For people of my background, moved the embassy to Jerusalem, recognized the Golan as Israel's, like I said, on college campuses, executive order combating. And so, he did a lot of great things. And we had hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs. He did a lot of great things. But the communication style and the image, and hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to give you an unfiltered, is the most unfiltered take I can, but I'm going to give you my true heartfelt opinions. Okay? I know that some people are like, I'm leaving because you like DeSantis now. It took me a long time to say, okay, I'm going to vote DeSantis, or I like DeSantis, I'm open to voting. It took me a long time. I was not somebody that, watch the short on this channel. Republicans should thank God for Trump. If you want to become a member, please do so of this channel. If you want to support my work long term, my Patreon is below. Give a super thanks if you want. But the people who watch this channel or on live streams, I might not have a live stream tonight. I'm not sure. Check the channel every hour if you're interested in the live streams, or every 2 hours. But I wasn't somebody who just, like, I went from Bernie Sanders to Trump because there's a direct line between Bernie Sanders to Trump. And I explained that in the Federalist, and I explain that all the time. You want somebody with the antithesis of Lincoln Project foreign policy, you vote Trump or DeSantis. Okay, for me, the foreign policy, the Lincoln Project establishment Democrat foreign policy is the greatest problem on this planet. Not like, it doesn't rank below any issue. It's the greatest problem. And never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and possible ICBMs flying above. You want to talk about the end of the planet? Yeah. So nuclear confrontation is the biggest dilemma, nightmare we face. The absolute biggest nightmare we face. Democrats are bringing us closer to that. Everything else pales in comparison. There is nothing else closer to the damage. The Democrats are media, or wonderful, morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats. They use the word, oh, Trump is so damaging. Oh, you're on the wrong side of history. He's an authoritarian. The people who censor and silence speech and debate and discourse are the authoritarians on the left. Everyone knows this, even the left. They don't even think. When the Twitter officials and Twitter Files Part 6 are coming out, and check out the segment prior to this one. When Twitter officials silenced and banned Trump, they did so because they felt they were justified, and they didn't even think that it was logical or rational, but they felt that their political side won a battle. They did it so their political side could win at the expense of the First Amendment. They didn't care about the bonds, the fabric that connects us, that binds us. They didn't care about the Constitution. Government got involved, and they're very manipulative and deceptive, and they did so in a surreptitious manner. So it's like they didn't care about how things. They didn't care about how things were done. They cared about the ends justified the means. So they didn't care about conspiring to just ban a world leader, an American president, because they said, well, no, his words are interpreted, and so it doesn't really, and they were debating that it doesn't really break any of our protocol, but they banned him anyway, because it helped them politically. Same thing with every other topic they're talking about. Government officials, the past 3 years, shutting down society, forcing people to do things they didn't want to do. And the collective, their whole lives are based on the collective. Their sensibilities, what they think is important, what they think helps humanity. They're the ones who impose their views upon others or redefine words, because nobody would actually speak like that or behave in that manner. Nobody would listen to Democrats if they didn't enforce their sensibilities or viewpoints through laws. I mean, I should say through draconian measures. Obviously, laws you debate, but these were draconian measures done on a whim because authorities they respected told them or gave them the backing or justification to just engage in every draconian measure possible. And on Twitter, the global square, it turned into a societal type of credit score. Well, if you were banned off of Twitter, you were too extreme and you weren't allowed in polite society. In fact, you weren't even allowed in the debate. So there was no debate. It was a consensus of people that were kicked out of. It was a consensus where people were kicked out. Authorities, officials, experts, academics, anyone who disagreed was kicked out. And then they said, "Well, everyone agrees with us." That's how they. That's why when I say morally superior, nobody listens really to morally superior liberals unless they can ban and silence people and enforce their sensibilities through draconian measures. Nobody would speak and nobody would act in the way, and nobody would react to serious topics like what we experienced in the past 3 years in the manner that government officials or wonderful morally superior people on the left would advocate. That's why they had to silence and ban and suspend and enforce their very absurd ideas, because nobody would really adopt them on their own if they weren't coerced and forced to do so. Give me your thoughts below. Hit very few people, I should say, a much smaller part of society. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Trump has an announcement. It better be good. I hope it is good.